Welcome to the Pete Show, and we're the three Petes.
Stabby Pete.
Happy Pete.
Country Pete. And we're here to drink a King Street Brewery beer, or cider, I should say. The brewery is on King Street, right in front of the Anchorage Brewing place. Company.
Anchorage Brewing Company?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're on King Street even after they moved.
I mean, when you name yourself King Street Brewing and you want to move, you sort of locked yourself in.
You can't go far.
You can't give very little choice. Right now we're drinking a bare naked cider, Imperial Cider, I think they call it. They have three versions. They have this one, they have a berry one, and they have a guava tropical. It's got guava something, whatever. Pineapple, yeah. Pineapple, POC, they said POC. Pineapple, some orange or something, I don't know.
Orange guava.
Guava, that's it. That's not POC, that's POG.
Maybe like Alf.
Yes.
He's back.
I don't listen good sometimes too. This is 9.1 ABV, so it is a strong one. We've been trying to think of a home brew for this, so we can see if we can get a cider this strong.
Smells good.
Very appley.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a cider.
Yeah. Pretty strong apple flavor. Yeah, I'm curious what they did to up the percentage. Like if they used just more concentrated apple juice or what kind of adjunct sugar they use.
I get it. Not everybody agrees with me, but I get Jolly Rancher. Like apple Jolly Rancher out of this. And my taste buds, like my opinions, are never wrong.
Now that you say that, I can kind of get it a little too.
I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
So you say no one agrees with you and they both agree with you?
Yeah. I said everybody. No,
I mean, I don't 100% agree.
No. I mean, that would be like, we agree about 40% of the time.
I mean, I can understand.
I can
understand why you get that flavor. You know, it's not what I would think of. But
it's definitely not dry. It's sweet.
It's sweet
like
still.
Mm-hmm. It's also very appley.
It is like somebody put a turbo on a cider. It is. Every sampler I get from King Street has this drink on it, so that's why I got it today for us to try. My untapped rating for this Country Pete, 3.75. I really like this. I don't have a lot of descriptions. If you've had a cider before, just double it or triple it in your head, and that's what this is.
Yeah.
I think I would give this a 3.
Ooh. Happy Pete, 3.
I really like it. I think I'd give it a 4.25.
Wow.
Yeah. I like it. It's sweet, but it's not too sweet.
Yep. It'll get you drunk.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
So.
Yeah. 9.1 is not for a cider. We make Sizers, which are cider meads or whatever, and those usually come out just a little bit strong, stronger than this, like 12%. That's got 10 pounds of honey in it.
Yeah, when I do ciders, they're usually even stronger. When I do ciders, they usually come out about 8.5.
Really?
But I use about 5 pounds of honey in a 5-gallon batch. And this tastes, I don't know, this tastes different than when I do them, which makes me think they didn't use honey.
Yes, there's not honey.
And I'm still very curious on what they
I'd bet money. So we have a plan. We're going to take 5 gallons of apple juice and then add 5 of the frozen ones you get from the
The concentrate?
the concentrates.
Okay.
and just see what happens. I never thought about doing that before I drank this. When I was like, I never thought my cider needed to be more cidery. Like, until you have something that is like that, you never think about doing it. Like, you never think you need more spaghetti, or toasty or toast.
Yeah, you don't really have imperial toast or
No.
imperial spaghetti.
No. Yeah.
Although now that I say it out loud,
Well, I've burned toast before.
So that's our plan. We'll have it in the next probably episode 50 or something. It takes a while to make. So I was looking up how to sort of fake this. When I was looking up Imperial ciders, I kept pulling up apple wine. And you were telling me earlier that even a cider is considered apple wine.
yeah. Well, I think when you're talking about brewing just in general, it's a beer if it's made from malted grains. It's a wine if it's made from fruit juice. So most people say wine and they mean something fermented grape juice. But I think technically a cider is a wine. It's just apple wine, and then people just call it cider pretty commonly.
Yeah.
But if you did just like berry juice fermented, it would still technically be a wine.
Yeah, a lot of the people online were using dextrose, corn sugar to make it higher. Which I just don't.
I could see that. Yeah.
But I just don't think that would. I don't think they did that with this. I've used corn sugar to increase the alcohol content of some of my beers and other stuff in the past, and I just didn't like the flavor again. I could always tell that I had goofed up the recipe that was good at a lower rating. This feels like they did something else with it.
I think corn sugar is just glucose. It's the simplest sugar, most easily fermentable.
Right. For our small talk, we're talking about favorite book of all time, nonfiction. Happy Pete?
What is my favorite nonfiction book?
Should we come back to you?
I might go with The Art of War.
Ooh.
I don't read a whole lot of nonfiction compared to fiction, but that one comes to mind. It's
Yes.
one that I really like.
I listened to that with Colin Powell did the audiobook of it, because I don't really read. I just do audiobooks. And Colin Powell did the reading for that. You can get it on Audible. Great. He adds his own little, he reads everything, then he'll add stuff from the war that he was involved in, the first Iraq war or whatever it was. How about you, Stabby?
Honestly, I can't think of a favorite one. Nonfiction I've probably read more than fiction, but I've just read so many. I just can't say unless I conclude the whole Encyclopedia Britannica. I used to just sit there and read that.
That's awesome.
Grab a volume at random and sit there and read it.
For Country Pete, might seem weird. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It changed my life. Yep, changed my life. You should just understand how ineffective I was before I read that book, and you'll realize how that book changed my life. Also, that book got me reading all my Stoic books, like Meditations, because he uses a bunch of his stuff is based off Meditations and Epictetus, which are now I read those all the time, along with reading 7 Habits. And if you've gotten that book from me before, I always give it to people I think could have a little bit rougher around the edges. I think that book just sort of polishes you and makes you a better person. Not that anything's wrong with you before you read the book; it just makes you a better person. Anything else to add to this great drink? All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, and post about what else you want us to do.
Hit the bell so you get alerts too.
You want us to review something else? We'll review something else for you. Thanks. I'm gonna be drunk tonight.